Hello, everyone. My name is Emilia Janisz. I'm External Relations Manager of the European Nuclear Society. And I have a great pleasure to be together today with three young professionals from nuclear sector. This webinar is conducted under the EU-funded project, which is called ENEN+. ENEN+ project, ENS is a partner of this project, is aimed to attract and retain the interest of young professionals to nuclear, young professionals and those who are considering enter the study, bachelor or master, to the nuclear sector. So we are today, this is a 12th of webinar on the series. And I'm very happy to have you here, guys. We know each other. We meet in different meetings and conferences. Unfortunately, we see each other only this way due to the pandemic situation, but I'm very much looking forward to meet you in live at some of the meetings, maybe at the Tarragona in September. So I would like to invite now Pedro Stapadoros, who is the chair of the Young Generation of the European Nuclear Society Young Generation Network. Petros is my colleague from Switzerland with the Greek touch as well, so it has really two nationalities. And I would like to invite you to speak now and present Young Generation.
Thank you, Emilia, very much. Hello, everyone. It's funny to see that I recognize one or two names, everyone who knows me in person. Hi, guys, very nice to see you virtually. So I will start right away, and after 1.5 years, we should be capable of sharing a screen with no issues. I hope. I see that the screen should be active now.
Yes.
So thank you, Emilia, for confirming. So today, my part will be very short because I think my two other friends have much more interesting things to say. And it's going to be much more nicer to have an interactive way at the end with the Q&A. So let's get started. Yes. Okay, just who I am for those who don't know me. So I'm a nuclear engineer. So I finished my degree in 2015 at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich and Lausanne. I'm finishing my PhD, hopefully now very soon in 2021. And since 2020, I'm working for the education training of the nuclear and system operators of Switzerland in our new founded nuclear technology school in Baden. And as you can see, I've also been extracurricularly active, so I was never exhausted to do more work than necessary. And being involved in the Swiss Nuclear Society Young Generation and also in the European, which I will give up this year since the term ends, to my successor, Vega. Then continuing with who I am, who are we? So we are the European Nuclear Society's Young Generation Network. Young Generation, what is that? Many people imagine Young Generation to be just students or millennials, so the term has many uses. So the Young Generation is actually a specific term for nuclear societies. So we have the first network that was created in '94 in Sweden by the ABB Atom CEO at the time, Jan Runemark. And the idea was to basically have youngsters to collaborate, to share their experiences and to attract young people for the renaissance of the nuclear industry, which one believed at the time that would happen. In '95, the Young Generation became part of the European Nuclear Society, so our umbrella, our mother society, sorry. And today we are the umbrella organization for 23 member countries, actually it should be 21, sorry for that, including, we're working on the 23, including some observer organizations that you have here. So WIN, WNA, IAEA, IYNC, Rosatom Youth Council, and WANO. And the interesting thing is that in all my years now of studying and working, I've never found or heard from any of my friends or colleagues of a similar platform in another industry field. So it's quite a privilege actually to be part of this and to share one's experiences. So here are the 21 flags of our nations. If you recognize your flag, that means, and if you're a member of your society, it means you're a member also of the European Nuclear Society and the Young Generation. So you don't need to subscribe, you're automatically a member. And our observer partners that are listed below with whom we are happily collaborating over time. It's fluctuating depending on the availability of the people from time to time, but all in all, I think we have a very good relationship with everyone. So what do we do? I start with the boring parts. We have 3 meetings a year. This is the administrative things to exchange on the national activities. So each nation has different let's say, problems to face, and has also different approaches to deal with their issues that they deal with. Some nations have troubles sharing knowledge. Others have issues keeping the network together. So we try to inspire each other in these meetings and to share what activities we're organizing and basically transfer the spark from one nation to another. Then the chair and co-chair, so that will be me and my beloved co-chair Vega. We represent the network also on a mostly European and international level. So we collaborate with the European Nuclear Educational Network on questions on the young generation. The SNETP, which I'm not going to try to solve this acronym again, and the WNA were the recent collaborations. So we are asked to share our opinion in these networks so that they can prepare their projects accordingly. Then we organize our own nuclear conference, the ENYGF 2021, which Irene will afterwards give a talk, so I'm not going to focus on that. Internationally, Cristian will show the IYNC, and we have a lead role in the Nuclear for Climate campaign. We have been since 2015 at each COP represented. So here we have the famous Paris Agreement picture. We try to do our best to keep nuclear in the game. And here you see some basically pictures to share some nice memories of our past when we were still able to meet. So the IYNC 2020 in Australia last year in March. This is the whole European section that participated at the Congress. Here we have the core committee meeting. We stand on top of a VVER 440 at the Education Training Center in Paksh. And this one lately, it's very interesting. We developed also an alumni network because the people in the network, they started to become also friends on a private level, not on a career level. So this is something very nice that started happening. And you see the Acropolis at the top here, the Parthenon of Athens, where we met for the first time. So why supporting a YGNs? If you're a member of your nuclear society, what would be your benefit? Well, first of all, if you are like me in a country that decided to phase out nuclear power and basically there's only limited time left, it helps you to keep your motivation, inspiration. If you participate at events where you see that other countries are doing much better, it can be a real boost to still keep on fighting and not deciding to change field, or seeing that others are facing similar troubles, which they might have an idea how to solve it. Then definitely widen your horizon, soft skills. I have here my favorite flyer from the Hungarian Nuclear Society's Young Generation, which they share in their in a summer festival. We are all great in technical terms, but we are not mostly the best communicators, and communication in nuclear is an important field, just as an example. So being in a YGN can definitely help to sharpen your skills in this. Expand your network. I write here career and privately. As I said, many of my friends now in Europe, I met actually in the network, being it in the forums or being it in the meetings, and share experience with people of the same age. So this is a very important point because our field has a lot of experienced, rather elderly people and a lot of youngsters with less experience, and the troubles the young generation are facing is not necessarily the same as the older generation is facing. For us, for example, maternity or leave or home office or part-time work is more important to the elder generation. And it's nice to also talk with people of the same age to see that you're not alone in this. That's my final slide. I leave it here and I pass the word then to Cristian to continue with the IYNC. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Petros. I believe you stay with us to answer some questions. So I would like to invite our attendees to put questions on the network to Petros. So I would like to invite now Cristian Vega, Vice President of the International Youth Nuclear Congress, to tell you about the network.
Well, Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. I trust you can all see my screen, my presentation.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, thank you very much. As I am the IYNC Vice President currently. A little bit about myself. I am a nuclear engineering. I'm originally from Argentina, but I've been living in the Netherlands for a couple of years already. And well, I would like to present to you, sorry, this is not working. All right, so these presentations, I would like to show a little bit of why I believe that building a strong, diverse, and inclusive STEAM future workforce is going to be required and important for the future, not only in nuclear science applications, but also for the future in the world industry. Then I will talk a little bit about why organizations like IYNC and the European Nuclear Society Young Generation are also important to accomplish all this. So if we see a little bit about the future and what the 21st century is bringing, you can all see that we are coming with interesting challenges. The first one is climate change. The Earth is warming because of human activities, and we have every reason to believe that at some point the impact will probably be catastrophic if we don't do anything about it. We have raised the temperature at least 1 degree Celsius since pre-industrial times. And if we don't reduce emissions, we will probably have between 1.5 to 3 degrees of warming by middle century. Then, of course, we have the energy demand. We are an energetic species. We need energy to develop our personal life, to study, to move, to work. And you know, from my point of view, everyone in the world deserves the chance to live a healthy and productive life. And you need energy to do that. But currently, 860 million people don't have reliable access to electricity. This means that the global energy demand will go up to 50% by 2050 as low-income countries develop. And if nothing changes, if we don't do anything about how we generate and we use energy, carbon emissions will go up nearly as much. So we need to generate even more energy in the future, but reducing our emissions. And then we say the so-called fourth industrial revolution that is not coming, it is already here. This is automatization and artificial intelligence that is erupting into our economy, promising to make our economy more effective and more efficient, and also promising to create many jobs, especially related with STEAM careers, but it also will take over a lot of low skills jobs, like mainly in farming and some services, which is of course a challenge. Now, overcoming the challenges that humanity is facing requires knowledge, inclusive education, and innovative engineering solutions, so we can achieve clean, reliable future energy systems and inclusive societies. Now, keep in mind that with every great challenge also brings a lot of opportunities and great opportunities. And in this point, this kind of challenges brings opportunities for people with capabilities and skills provided by STEAM educations, and in particularly in the nuclear industry. Now, I will briefly like to show you some data, because you can see clearly here, so I'm showing some of the countries in the developing world, and this is presenting how out of the students that go into tertiary education, what percentage of them that actually goes into STEAM-related careers. You can see more detail in the source if you want, but basically, in the best case scenario, you are close to 30%, but normally in a 20%, and if you take other regions of the world, the numbers are similar or lower. So it's kind of tricky to say, okay, why is that even if the future is showing such a promising opportunities for these careers, STEAM-related careers, we are still not there in the people going into this. And I don't have the data, but I can ensure that even less of these people is going into the nuclear industry. And when we think about it, and I will present later on in the slides a project that will help us to address this better, but it is our idea that maybe the nuclear industry is, the people with respect to the nuclear industry have some lack or misinformation about the technology and what it can do and why it's important. Also, it seems that industry is a little bit perceived by the youth as an old industry, not open to innovation, and maybe because of all the regulations. There is some uncertainty about the future of nuclear energy. You could see this in data after Fukushima, the numbers of students going into nuclear-related masters dropped significantly. And then there's also low access to education in developing countries because it's an industry that requires higher education normally. But there's one thing, a few things I would like to point out, and also in the data. You can see here in this graph that I'm showing that there's a huge gender imbalance among those pursuing senior educations. And why is this important? Well, I would like to live in a society where individuals can choose to study or any career paths that they appeal to them without being disencouraged by any social perception of what constitutes male or female occupation. But diversity, from my point of view, is even larger. And we need to work towards make inclusive, and this is especially related with access to education. Diversity for me is key, not only in terms of gender. Something I like to say is that diversity makes it exceptional. And this is something that I've seen in IYNC and also in my own career, that when you work within teams, diverse teams, that brings different point of view from backgrounds, for different backgrounds, different cultures, that really makes the innovative thinking and thinking out of the box on the daily basis. And if we want to tackle these challenges that I was mentioning, we need to bring all the ideas and innovation. But let me stress this out a little bit with one of my heroes in history, which is Nikola Tesla. I'm sure you all know very well. He was one of the brightest minds of 20th century. And he once wrote in a letter to a friend of his, and I'm quoting his letter here. He said, "My mother was an inventor of the first order and would, I believe, have achieved great things had she not been so remote from modern life and its multifold opportunities." And I don't know what you think, but if Nikola Tesla tells me that someone is a great inventor, I would like to listen to her ideas. At least I would like to listen to her ideas. But you know, we miss her ideas. And in the same way that we have been missing ideas all along these years, and we are missing ideas right now. And this is because worldwide, we are still not there in giving access to education and opportunities, allowing all the ideas and the innovation that we need to face these challenges in the future. So now I will, in this scenario that I was describing, I would like to show the framework that IYNC and other youth organizations provide for you personally to contribute and to have a positive impact in our international community and industry and address and help towards these challenges that we are facing. In a nutshell, some of you probably saw this many times. IYNC is a global network of new generation of nuclear professionals whose mission is to communicate the benefits of nuclear science and applications, including nuclear power as a low-carbon energy source as part of a balanced energy mix, promote the peaceful use of nuclear power, promote a platform for networking, facilitate the knowledge transfer between generations. We are a non-profit organization. We are all volunteers. We are 14 officers that are addressing different topics that we work on the organization, 46 national representatives. This is very important for us as a network of networks. 14 members at large, and a dedicated team that is working now towards IYNC 2022, but every conference done every 2 years, put together another team. And we are more than 80 volunteers working on this. We work on different activities, I will describe a little bit later. So what is the role of IYNC and the young generations, and why we think it's important for people to participate and being part of this? And some of these things were mentioned by Petros as well. But from a regional and global perspective, I think that it's important to encourage people to work and to start motivating each other and see the motivation of the young generation towards these nuclear applications and technology. But there's one thing I would like to stress out is that what these kind of organizations provide to young people in terms of empowering and learning on the job. And let me give you an example. I organized the conference in Argentina in 2018. And I remember when I finished organizing the conference, I said to myself, okay, now I know how to organize a conference. And this is precisely a very good example of what I'm trying to say. These organizations give you the chance to take very huge challenges personally that work on an international basis, on regional basis, in very interesting projects in a professional level, that it may require more time for you to do that in your own career, probably. And it gives you the chance to take the challenge and stay up to the mark. And that's a great growing and learning opportunity. And that's, I believe, is a key aspect of of why I think people should work in these organizations. Then, of course, inspiration, being inspired by peer-to-peer experience, share and knowledge transfer. And this is important when you come from different cultures, given the chance to see how things are done differently, maybe in other regions, and learn from each other. And the collaboration, which is a very important part of our network. We work very close with all the young generations in the world, and we are proud of this. This has helped us to implement projects and to work together. And there's a lot of synergy in what we do, not only with young generations organizations, but also with other organizations. Then, of course, we have things like mentoring program that I will describe a little bit later. We prevent grants for traveling or for young generation startup. If you want to start up a young generation in your own country, you can get some guidance and some support and grants from IYNC. Also, we have these best practices that in the young generation support that we work with all the community and provide access to information as well. So, but I would like to insist a little bit on the capabilities of young generation network as IYNC, but as any national or regional group to support organizations in this challenge. Young generation benefits organizations and participants at the same time. Here I have listed a few examples. I would like to roughly go through them, or some of them. The young generation participants are actively communicating on nuclear science and technology. It enables to highlight the role and opportunities in nuclear. It is a support to make nuclear attractive for organizations. For example, attending young generation events and being in contact with them is an opportunity to anticipate the needs and expectations of a nuclear generation in nuclear, and also to hire the best candidates in the field. Young professionals participating in young generations activities get a unique opportunity to develop themselves, various experience and training. And last but not least, I believe that being part of a young generation increases young professional commitment, and getting support from the company inspires members. In terms of cooperation with external organizations, we believe this is very important. We recognize that the organizations can complement each other in promoting the safe use of nuclear science and applications. This is important also to enhance the cooperation between organizations in the nuclear field for knowledge transfer and to work together concerning nuclear for climate change initiatives. We have a partnership with many organizations: Women in Nuclear, the International Union for Veterans in Nuclear Energy and Industry, the World Association of Nuclear Operators, EIA, the World Nuclear Association, World Nuclear University, the OECD, the NIA, Thomas Tower and Rosatom Consul, but this is external organizations out of the youth. We also provide the I4N Innovation Contest for nuclear. And this is basically to propose and reward innovative ideas focused on nuclear technologies, applications, or systems that will contribute to the sustainable development goal from the United Nations, and also to support young energy and in thinking of innovative solutions. Basically, we work towards first the support of national, regional innovation context in nuclear science and applications, and then we take this on an international basis. In each one of the conference every 2 years, we present the contest where the winners will be awarded by traveling grants for IYNC 2022, which will happen in Russia, where they will challenge their ideas in front of an international jury of experts. We also participate in climate change activities, and you can be part of this as well. We've been in different webinars with NICE Future initiative under the Clean Energy Ministry. We also collaborate with COI16 and the COP26, and have been present through workshop and slides events, engaging with hundreds of young professionals from energy and outside. And also this campaign of Net Zero Needs Nuclear, I encourage you to go through it. They are doing an amazing job. There's a long-term mentoring program that we've been working for a couple of years already. We started in 2018 in Argentina, where we link young professionals with senior professionals based on that person's idea of how they want to develop their career in the future. And we link this person to give advice and to mentor. And also we are implementing this long-term mentoring program, which is different activities in the same idea and approach between the conference. And we did a webinar that is called Lessons Learned in Nuclear. The first one we did already, and the second one is coming in autumn this year. So please check on the social media to know when it's happened. And then there's one project that we have, and this is also, I wanted to show it as an example of what you can do. You can propose yourself or being a candidate to become an officer, and then you can propose your own ideas of projects, and that will get a budget assigned, and this project can impact all the international community, but this is come up from your own ideas and projects. One of the things that we are working on is the nuclear thermometer, young generation nuclear thermometer, which aims to measure what is important for the young generation working in the nuclear industry now and how they feel about the future. But mainly, we are making an international survey, quite in a methodic way, for all the regions in the world, where we are trying to see what is important for the young generation, what the young generation needs, and what activities and projects we can develop as organizations to help them out, to serve the young generation. This is basically what I like to say, asking the right questions before trying to provide the right answers. We want to know what's the need, what's in the minds of the young generation per region, in order to empower and enable the local young generations to work towards those problems. And the last presentation, the most straightforward way of getting involved with IYNC through our biannual conference that we've been doing over the last 20 years. And the next one is going to be in Sochi, in Russia. I will talk a little bit about the conference later on, but it is promising to be really an amazing conference. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Cristian. You said a lot of important words on capturing the ideas, the need of capturing the great ideas, inclusion of different generation and different gender. The inclusivity, I think, is very important. And also the importance of STEM subjects, and that we really start the education from the early age, also about the nuclear physics and the basics of chemistry. We just run actually this week, just to let you know, under ENEN Plus as well, the video competition with students from the secondary schools. So there are 12 teams from different countries, 18 teams from 12 countries, running for the best video competition on nuclear subjects. And I have to say that many of them, they said that are missing really some basics on nuclear energy in their school curriculum. So this is something that we should raise also on the European level, together with the ENEN, for example, talk about it and support also teachers. Your role as a young generation network, I think, is also great in this regard. You go to the schools, you give the interactive lessons directly to the pupils. I think this is something that that I see also a role for the young generation to play, and you talked about it. So it's thank you for mentioning this in your presentation. Okay, so now we go to Irene Ramírez. She will talk about Young Generation Forum, which is taking place very soon. Irene, please, the floor is yours. Irene is coming from Spain.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much, Emilia. I'm happy to be here today. And well, I introduce you myself a little bit as my colleagues. I'm a chemical engineer. I'm not a nuclear engineer. Even of that, I have started my career in nuclear safety in a nuclear power plants, and I have been there for 14 years. And now I'm developing new projects for French nuclear plants and as a commercial for digitalization for energy sector in general. So, well, this is my introduction, but I'm here as a board of Spanish Young Generation, and also for because I am a manager of the steering committee of this forum that you have set. I'm start sharing my screen. Let me take. Can you? Yeah, I think I'm doing well.
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Okay.
Now.
No? Okay, perfect. Okay, direct problems. Well, as I've said, I just start for introduce a little bit as what is Jóvenes Nucleares, is the Spanish young generation in Spain. And then I just speak a little bit for our forum, for ENYF, who is going to be in Tarragona this year. And first of all, I want to know what is the main objective of young nuclear generation in Spain. As you can see, they are aligned, as my colleagues Petros and Cristian has said before. First of all, we have dissemination. And well, what does it mean? No, I can't read it and can't explain it, but you can read it in the screen. It means that we have been teaching basic courses, of fusion and fission, both in Spanish universities and in schools and institutes. We have also made technical visits of interest to the sector. As a young generation, we have organized talks and colloquiums, like such a Pint of Science, you must know, and of courses of introduction to the nuclear world to the press. We have also participated with different courses in technical conferences and annual meeting organized by the Spanish Nuclear Society. As a knowledge, we have well, we work in the network of contacts. We have a good network of contacts, and very expensive and very varied, which allows us to help young nuclear to solve doubts and gather information of topics of interest. And we have networking and interaction and knowledge exchanges, which turns out to be very enriching. And by the end, we keep motivation and inspiration, as my colleagues have said, in general. No? But at the end, what is behind of this? Well, we are not only an entity, but we are also a team of 16 young professionals eager to help. Not all of us, we are engineers or physicists, but we are all specialists from various careers as lawyers in our team. So that allows us to have an even read look, no? And it's very enriching to chat with colleagues, and that helps us to have a good or a different side of the nuclear sector. Together, we dedicate ourselves and organize these activities, as I have said, that I mentioned before. And as you can see, there's a wide range of things. You can participate on preparing courses or even in social media, and you can always everything to participate in the best part of do you want to be, or the part of you are more interested in. However, these last years, the pandemic has appeared in our lives, and we have had to face a great challenge of digitalize ourselves as much as possible to able to continue our activities. So we have become experts in social media networks, and we have tried to maintain our activity via online courses and information of interest via LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter as another kind of social media. And we are very happy to the response of the public that we have, because it seems that almost of the pandemics, we can afford all these challenges. So, well, I encourage all people to look for young nuclear generations in their country, because it's very enriching part, and you can always try to participate in any way. We are always very happy to have some participation from people who are join us. So, well, I changed my role now, and I want to explain that. And on the other hand, I have told you, as I'm a part of the next forum in Tarragona in 2021. It's held in Tarragona in the month of September, last September. And it's a biannual event that we are lucky enough to have played this year because it's time it changes from the country. And this year it's the turn of Spain, and we are going to organize with we are very happy to organize it. And what is it? What is YNGF? Is a get together. It is focused on 4 topics, hot topics that we have identified as a result of our consultations with several experts, and that are focused on a future flavor. We wanted to be flexible due to the COVID restrictions, and we have decided to develop it like an hybrid event. So you have the opportunity to go face to face, and also you can take it online. There is the room for everyone who wants to participate. It's the more easy way. And we are going to prepare lots of activities, technical visits. We think that is a good region to have all this information, because it's a part of Spain that there are several nuclear plants, there are several nuclear control room simulators, there are some developing enterprises for nuclear, and we think we are very enriching. And as my colleagues have said, this kind of forums, it's very enriching for networking, to contribute to the nuclear young people, and to change minds and change a little bit our perspective of nuclear energy. Well, after of that, that's it. We have not only working on our hot topics. We will not close the door to everyone who wants to participate. We have opened also 6 technical tracks where is the room for all the topics of the sector. They are the user ones. And that gives the opportunity to everyone to participate. And even if it's not your range of specialists, you can learn a lot. You can ask. They are a very closely forum. So there are only young people, even students, even young professionals. So it could be a good way to learn and to be more, I don't know how to say, but we are more close or even known at different ways, of the nuclear sector that you are not working on. The important thing of this event has been repeated several times is, I have said, networking and knowledge enrichment. And well, this is the planning. They are in the website. I just want to send you the web page if you want to check it. And all the planning revolves around the hot topics. That is true, that I have talked about. But you can see that there are several types of oral presentations where you will be able to learn and exchange knowledge. I have said. And there are also different networking sessions. First of all, we have dedicated a day to the technical views, but that is true that we will do them through the afternoons to the week, because we have reduced the forum from 5 to 4 days. And we have decided to prepare some visits for nuclear control room simulators, plans in Dissemination, and some of that we hope will be in the rest of you. And we have put it in every day. So one day that we are a dinner for all the participants face to face. and that's it. What else? Well, just for finally, I want to resume a little bit what is going to happen there. I can change my screen. Sorry. Can you hear? Can you still
see now the key highlights?
Sorry?
We see now the key highlights.
Here?
No, not anymore.
Okay, let me just a moment. I have had some problems with the screen.
No
Let me
worries.
take. Sorry. I take again. Okay.
Under the key highlights, I saw that you are talking about knowledge transfer and networking. Exactly.
That's it, no?
Yes.
You can, okay. Sorry. That's it. Just for highlights, knowledge transfer and experience sharing. We have very proud because we have received more than 200 papers submit for this forum. I just said again that the first thing for this is knowledge and networking, and it would be also a mentorship program that could help. And we have also said that there are another embedded events that they are preparing in. They are the School of Nuclear Energy Management, who has been the week before the forum, and it finishes with the forum because there are 2 weeks courses. And we have extended the deadline till the 30th of June. So if there are someone who are interested in, they are on time. And there are also the innovation for nuclear, but the part of Europe. This is the part that Cristian has set for the next year. But this is the part of Europe, and we wanted to participate and use it and profit this forum for this. I have said before, they are interacting case discussions with fellow colleagues and experts in workshops. They are young nuclear professionals and specialists for some files as communication, digitalization, discommission, etc. And there are also technical visits, shifts of afternoons, have a set. We are looking forward for people, really, because we are very happy to do this, and we think this technical visit will be the interest for everybody. That is true that we will want to make some more technical visits that we can't to do it because the COVID, but well, there are any amount of visits that it will be interesting. And that's it. Explore how you can get involved in your young nuclear generation. I have said before, I think that is very important to, if you are interested in, if you have encouraged yourself to learn more or be part of, you have to join your young nuclear generation of your country. And just for finish, I want to present the team how is making this forum possible. There are lots of people working hard, and just give my grateful for the team. And that's it. I finished for this.
Thank you very much, Irene. That was very comprehensive and well explained what the crowd can expect from the Young Generation Forum in Tarragona, coming end of September. Now, I would like to invite back Cristian to explain what we can feel, what we can experience, what we can see in Sochi in 2022.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you, Irene, for the presentation. You're doing an amazing job with Tarragona, so congratulations. I'm looking forward to be there. And I will tell you a little bit about our biannual conference every 2 years, as I showed before. Just just coming back a little bit, we've been doing, as I said, we've been doing this conference all around the world, and the next one is going to happen in Russia. And well, this is going to happen from the 22 to the 27th of May, 2022. This is normally we have in our conference around 600 to 700 participants, young professionals and senior from all over the world. Normally more than 40 countries are represented. So I really encourage to be there, especially this one in Russia. That Russia is a huge player in the nuclear industry, and there's a lot that you can see there. And the theme of this conference, every conference has a theme, the main idea that we want to make to work on the conference, and this one is "You are the core," and means basically the humans behind everything, the people behind everything. You can find many things on the conference, but there are technical programs, technical tours, networking, mentoring programs. There are cultural tours as well to learn more about the country and the culture. And even if you, not only as a participant, but if you would like to get involved in the organization of the conference, we need volunteers. You can maybe companies for sponsors, participants, but also speakers, and also the collaborations as a volunteer for a technical track and organizations that I will explain a little bit now. So for the knowledge transfer activities, we have speakers, top managers, and really the big players of the industry coming. And there are publications, technical papers, face-to-face with the keynote speakers, which is very interesting. There are workshops in different topics that you can participate according to your interests. And again, the mentoring program that we implement, and you can participate and enlist yourself in advance when you register on the conference. And we will try to link you with a senior professional that will help you drive your career or advise you in your careers towards the direction that you want to take your career to. The technical programs we have from, I'm not going to go through all of them, you can check on the website, but we have from very technical stuff like reactor designs, operation maintenance, nuclear physics, thermohydraulics and materials, advanced reactor, SMR or fusion technologies and the nuclear cycles, but also policy, economic, social aspect of nuclear application, communication, which is, again, as Petros says, something that we need to improve in the industry, knowledge management, young generation best practices, and non-power nuclear application. So if you want to get involved, we are seeking knowledgeable, committed, and enthusiastic technical track managers right now. So if you would like to join the technical track team and also be part of this international high-level working group, I would encourage you to do it. You can go through the website, or you can also send an email to our technical track chair and be involved in this. So there will be many technical tours in Russia. As I said, Russia is a big player in the nuclear industry. There are many things to see in Russia, but I'm briefly going to describe the most important ones. We have divided this in one atom, which is the BBR Generation 3 Plus that you can visit, and also the RBMK. Okay. And Northern Atom, which is visiting the nuclear icebreaker, which will be an amazing experience. I've never been in one, for instance. And the Eastern Atom, which is the most powerful breeder reactor, that can also visit this installation. But this is only some of them. There really will be a lot of options to see in Russia. And that's pretty much all the description of what we are working on, and we encourage you to be part of this. And if you want to follow us in LinkedIn, in our social media, but also if you would like to get involved more with the organization of the conference, please go through our website or send me an email. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are all excited about the Sochi event as well. So there are really two top events get together for young professionals and seniors and CEOs and really top managers from the industry together to meet in Tarragona and in Sochi. We are very much looking forward to these two events. So now, after your presentations, I would like to invite you to the Q&A session. We have 10 minutes for the Q&A. So there are two questions actually coming already from Marian and from Garas. Both are very similar, so maybe I just repeat them because there's issue always for the junior finishing just the studies and what they're question is about is how do the fresh graduates can get some experience, and where are the junior positions that can be there can look for? What will be the advice from you to them if there's somebody looking for the junior position in the nuclear sector? Maybe Petros first.
Yeah, I mean, advice is a bit strong, but I can share experiences which I had with friends that had similar issues. I know from the network, I mean, of course, it's single stories, it's not statistically proven, but I know from a friend who participated at IYNC in Australia and Sydney last year. He's from Serbia, and we went there together because he was doing part of his studies in Switzerland. And he got then connected with what is it, the Belgian SCK? SCK is in Belgium, right? Yeah, I've lost it lately with the acronym. So with some people, and he got in contact with them and shared some of his research, what he was doing as for his master thesis, and got a position through this connection in there. I heard from others. I have two French friends actually, that were working on the decommissioning side of Phoenix and were not very happy. And within our forum in Manchester, they found a position at Hinkley Point. So from the burying part of the nuclear site, they went to the construction and birthplace. So I think, I mean, it doesn't mean that just because you participate in one event that you will find immediately what you're looking for. But definitely our events, if you take them seriously and do the networking, I mean, you go there prepared and you talk with people, that you increase your chance of maybe getting to know someone. You know, in Greece we say, I know a guy who knows a guy. So this also works in the nuclear field. So I would just say to not give up and just try to really extend your grid. You know, be open-minded and come see us in Tarragona. We'll do our best.
Cristian, you were noting the questions. Do you have an answer or advice for the two?
Yeah. Thank you. I would like to say a few things. And
you mentioned the mentoring programs.
Yes, that's true. But first of all, this is something that you see in all industries, right? And we all been there probably. That you see, okay, they ask me for experience for the job application, but then no one is willing me to give the experience. So how can I close this loop, right? And even though it happens in all industries, and as much as painful this process may be, the first thing I want to tell you is that don't lose your hope. We all been there, and eventually you go through. Then I fully agree with Petros. Networking is key. I strongly suggest you to network as much as you can, to talk to people. And talk to people is important. Everyone talk about what you want, what you would like to do, what your expectations on the long-term career expectations as far as you can see, and talk to people. As Petros said, you never know someone that knows someone's, and this is how things happen. So that's very important. And of course, as Emilia mentioned, we have the mentoring program, and that's something I really encourage you to go, not only through our website, our webinars, but also in the conference. You will have the chance to identify, or we will help you to identify someone or connect you with a senior in the industry that will tell you for what you want or for the direction you want to take your career, to identify points that you have to work on strong, or to do a few things and to get connections and to get where you want. So I highly encourage that. And the last point I wanted to make is that sometimes, at least it happened to me in the past, we tend to underestimate the experience that we have in organizations like young professionals. But in my experience, companies and recruiters, they do not underestimate that experience, and it is valuable experience. So if you participate in the young professionals organizations and doing things, is not a waste of time, not only for your learning, but it is considered a valuable experience. And it is a way of getting some experience when no one is willing or so easily giving it to you. So that will be my point. I hope it works. And feel free to write me and probably everyone an email if you want to discuss further.
Thank you very much, Cristian. We have another question, or maybe it will be, I start with Irene with this question from Roberta. what aspect of joining Young Generation Network would you highlight as being the most rewarding for you on a personal level?
Can you repeat me the what's
what is the highlight of being as the highlight of the most rewarding for you on a personal level to be the Young Generation member of Jóvenes?
Yeah, well, the change of knowledge I have, for example, when you are working in a sector or in a file, you only think that that just exists this part, no? And suddenly you meet new people that they are working in another file inside the nuclear sector, and you discover a new world and another way to see the nuclear energy. For example, we have a lawyer in the team, in the board, and for me it was the first time I have think in nuclear energy in this way. I don't think why a lawyer, inside of this mess of nuclear energy, and for me it's very enriching to meet this kind of people. And there, for example, we have an expert of SMRs, reactors, in simulation, for example. There are people, they are working in the university, so they are developing another kind of future, more futuristic topics in nuclear sector than I am realizing in my company, for example. They are working in now and for tomorrow, but not in a long future. And for me, it's very enriching of that. And also, when before the COVID, we went for giving some courses of nuclear energy. The warmth of the people that they wanted to know, the enriching of the energy of these people that they are studying, and they wanted to know and they wanted to ask you, and you realize the nuclear energy is not death as they wanted to be, and that's it. For me, is the enriching of networking and open my mind of different ways in the nuclear sector.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Okay, now we have another question coming on fusion from Daria from FUSANET. Do you see future possibilities of collaboration with associations from the fusion field who are working the same aspects of training, knowledge, dissemination, and networking?
May I?
Petros, please.
Yes. We would love to, actually. In my humble experience, whenever we try to collaborate with the fusion people, they were always, I'm now brutally honest here, they're always blocking, because fusion is seen as the nice nuclear, and fission, we are the bad nuclear, so they don't want to be mixed up with the evil guys. And say with the medical people, by the way, there's also this, that they don't want to be associated with the terrible fission energy producing people. So we would be more than happy to collaborate, to exchange what we are doing and see what you try to do on especially training and the knowledge dissemination. I think is one of the major key things in Europe. So if you would love to drop me a mail, and I think Emilia is also the right person to be involved, then we can see how we can extend this.
Thank you, Daria, for the question. Yes, well, we know each other with Daria from FUSANET, so I will be happy to put you together with Cristian and Petros. Do you have any comment to this, Cristian?
Yes, thank you. And well, we, as I mentioned, we have a technical track in the conference itself for fusion. So I think it's absolutely something that we do want, and we try to encourage. And also our Spanish colleagues, the Jóvenes Nucleares, they normally present this course in nuclear fusion, right, Irene? Which is very good. So definitely, absolutely. And there's a lot of things that we can learn and motivate and help the next generation in this. Yeah.
Dina is asking also, Irene, if you're still seeking for volunteers for the Tarragona event.
Well, we are looking for volunteers, but we are looking in next to Tarragona, because there it's very expensive to move it, and we have the difficulty of the COVID to move on, and we want to assure that these volunteers will be there. So we are working in the universities or young nuclear generators that they are next to Tarragona, maybe Barcelona, and that's it, because we are wanted for the day.
Dina, if you would be happy to support the event, I would like to invite you to share the information in your network. This is something that is always helpful. Every network is very important. For the questions on the junior position, from my side, European Nuclear Society has its education, training, and career platform on our website, www.euronuclear.org, where we inform about the latest job opportunities from our corporate members. So there are 28 logos of the companies, and when you click on it, then you go directly to the job profiles. We have also closed LinkedIn group, so I would like to invite you also to this, or maybe you can connect directly with me via LinkedIn, Emilia Janisz, and I will invite you to our career platform, where we post also information on the job opportunities also for the junior positions. I know there are some companies are having really like summer junior positions, for example, like Fenovoima just recently announced. So there are really opportunities also for the just graduates who don't have a big years of experience yet, but still looking for the new projects and new opportunities. So thank you very much for today. There are no more questions. Thank you guys for today being with us. This meeting is recorded, so it will be put on YouTube, your allowances, and then we can share it after, and you can share it also, and you can go directly there and maybe contact Petros, Cristian, and Irene for further questions. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you all.
A wonderful day.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Emilia.
Big pleasure.
Holidays. See you in Tarragona and Sochi. Ciao.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.